Instagram came out in 2010.
Yeah, 9, 10.
Yeah. And since then, there's a guy that girls want. Yeah. And I think most guys would take most girls, but there's a certain guy that most girls want. I would say, right? And I think these things has made what you've done almost impossible, but you've done it. You met a girl and you've had a child and you're married. How?
So
Where's my pen?
So I think that for me, it's like, obviously we're both Christians, so that's a massive thing. Like, and so that's the thing that brought us together. Like that, we have the same values. She actually was brought up in Kenya. She lived in Kenya for 10 years. She's grandparents from India, so she's African, Indian, British. I've got a British passport, born in England, but then married a Geordie. There's like a lot of combination of stuff. But the only reason is because we share the same values. That's what it is.
Okay.
So that's how we met in that way. So for me, it's like, I would say the reason, actually, one thing, if we're just talking about dating, I used to always just go in, when I was in London before, I was like, I wanted to go and date loads of different people. And I used to always look for the perfect person. But actually, I flipped it around and said, hang on, I need to look at myself and what am I bringing to the table? I'm always looking at what's anyone else bringing to the table. I need to think about, am I actually in the position where I'm ready? So yeah, I would say when I actually was serious about that, I did different things. I remember I did this one course called Restoring the Foundations, and it was talking about restoring the childhood trauma or looking at all this kind of stuff in your life. Restore your own foundations. And then it was surprising, in 2 months' time, that was when we ended up meeting, because I was in a different place. So yeah, I would say if you want to look at like how, I think, you work on yourself, and then kind of, if you look at someone with the same values, your vibe attracts your tribe kind of thing. I think you will find someone who, is compatible in that way. That's my experience anyway.
Have you also got a shitload of money?
In this job, in the charity, if you work in a charity in this industry, I don't think you're doing it for the money. That's what I would say. So no, I say I've got riches, which are beyond money, which is because of the experiences that I've had and the relationships that I've got. I would say I'm rich. Yeah, I always joke around saying that, like, I've got spiritual riches and I've got rich experiences, which I don't think you can put money on. So they're my two things that I think. My wife, to be fair, was attracted to that. I didn't think a certain way, and like I've had experiences in different cultures. I don't just have this narrow-minded way of seeing the world, and I think that was one thing of like, okay, this guy's like trying to do this and stuff, and but she's got a better job than me anyway. What she did have before we had a baby, so
Yeah, it's just you don't hear that these days. Honestly, like it's incredible. She's a rarity. You probably don't know, but she is. I'm out here, so
but it's hard though. Like living in London, I remember being here, and it's hard. Like, you live so close to people but never see them. It's a weird place that you're in. Like you can meet lots of people and have lots of different acquaintances, but that depth with people is hard. And the world we're in now, there's like when there's such a shallow society that we've created, this fake virtual world with people who like it, they don't even like you, don't really like you, and we've just created a society where we buy clothes and try and get more money to impress people we don't even like. It's just messed up. So you're talking about that doesn't exist. We connected on a deeper level on things that, like I say, are like we said, we believe we're trying to be transformed from the inside out because of our faith, right? And our relationship with God. And that's the thing that actually people always look at the outside. What have you got? How much money have you got? What car you drive? What job you do? But we actually stripped that all away. I didn't know what she did until a few months into knowing her, and so it's one of those things. It was like, it was different, but we got to know each other on a level before we told each other.
I don't think we ever care. I don't think guys ever care what the girl does. But I think girls usually care what the guy does. That's why I asked you if you got a shitload of money.
No, it was interesting. When I met her, I was actually staying in a tent. I stayed in a tent, When I slept out when I was studying, I used to commute down from Nottingham, and I'd sleep down in a tent. And at that point, I wanted to do everything I could to access that second degree because I knew that was something that would help me in the role I was going to do. And I did what I wanted to do, what I could do to be able to do that. So when I actually met her, I was probably at the place where I had the least money that I ever had. but I was rich in other ways because I had like had all like this vision about what I was trying to do. And that was something that I think she was resonated with a bit, probably being brought up in Kenya. She's seen that like what people face a lot of the time, you know? And so she was like, actually, this guy wants to do something about it. Fair play, and has enabled me to do what I'm doing. So, yeah.
Ben, what are like